Welcome, they make it easy to arm yourself against infection. Contact the Health First Community Health Center office toll-free at 1-877-667-7017 or visit one of their 7 locations for all your health needs. At Health First, your health is their first concern. That's Health First Community Health Center.
1580, 103.3 WPKY. And I'll tell you, I love it. We got Coffee Talk on the air this morning. Of course, Superintendent Heath Cartwright, I said, we're going to keep you. Because I love that. We were talking about what our building used to be. And, when you look around at the different places, I think it makes me feel old sometimes because I'm like, well, that used to be that. And then there used to be, back before the Walmart hit the Supercenter, it was down there and it didn't have no groceries back then. Druthers used to be across the street.
That's right. Kind of like when I look at myself in the mirror and I think what I used to be.
Oh, no. We like you just the way you are. Superintendent Heath Cartwright, I'll tell you, I think yesterday there was, when I holler, and I want to thank you for that too, because the moment I said, help me, and he said, okay, no problem at all. And I got some messages and some calls yesterday that says, oh no, are we completely NTI? I thought we were hybrid. What's going on? And I think with a couple of the counties and different schools calling that over the weekend, I think they got confused.
Yeah, we're on our hybrid schedule, so our students are back on the Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday schedule. Friday is virtual for all of the kids that are Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. The students who from the beginning had chosen to be pure distance learners, virtual, NTI, and not come to school at all, that's remained an option throughout. So that's still available for those students. But no, we're on our hybrid schedule. We came off of the 5-day a week, and we're going to be on the hybrid for some period of time. We'll just kind of have to watch things and see how long that lasts.
You know what? I like your attitude, though, because it's like, well, we tried 5 days and that wasn't working, so we're going to try this, and we're going to ride it till it falls apart. That's what we're going to do.
Well, we try to get the kids in school as much as we can. We know that that's what's best for them, but when we looked at the situation with 5 days a week, we had a lot of quarantines, a lot of contact quarantines with staff members in particular. So didn't necessarily have a lot of positive cases, but it just got to the point to where that wasn't really working for us. And so we're back on the 2 days a week, and we'll continue to watch the local positive case reports from the health department. We'll continue to look at the state data, which is lagged. And so when you look at the state data compared to the health department data for the same dates, they don't match up necessarily, but that's because the state data comes in a few days after the fact.
That's one thing I wanted to ask this morning. I'll throw this on you, but what information do we look at? What data are we looking at? Because I don't know what that is.
You can go to the Pennyroyal District Health Department's Facebook page, and they will tell us how many positive cases, how many people tested positive in the different counties for the day. Now, typically over the weekend, they might release it as 2 or 3 days combined. But if you look at their data on a Tuesday, it's going to be, I believe it's from Monday night until Tuesday afternoon, and then it'll be from the next day from the night to the afternoon. And they'll tell you that there's 8 people tested positive in Caldwell County. They'll even include the ages of the people, the status if they're isolated at home or hospitalized. But that's important because that's as real time as we get. So we look at that every day. We look for trends. And then we've got 2 wonderful school nurses that we work with every day because they see things that maybe haven't made it to the health department. So if we see a lot of sickness, a lot of fevers, which we haven't really had that, but we're looking for it just in case. So sometimes we can get some preliminary information from the schools before it goes to the health department. So we look at that, and then we also look at the state data. But again, the state data is lagged, so there's not really necessarily a direct correlation. I was looking this morning. There was a day last week, I think it was November 4th, where we had 7 positive cases in Caldwell County. the state reported for the same date 24 positive cases for Caldwell County. So I think at some point at the state they had combined some days or something, but it's difficult to really know. And so that's why we can't just look at one thing. We just try to take all of the information, put it together, look at what's going on in our schools, talk to people, look at the other districts around us to see what they're experiencing, and then try to do the best we can.
That makes so much sense, though. Well, because it does scare. I'm not going to be light about that. It does scare parents and grandparents and community members to hear that. But I'll tell you, sometimes it's even worse when we get, the people that are quarantined number versus the people that actually tested positive number, and then that gets spread and spread and spread as a rumor, and then it terrifies everybody.
Right. So where we've had we had when we were going 5 days a week, because we didn't have the space in the classrooms to socially distance as much, there were, I believe, 3 instances where an entire classroom. The health department looked at it and worked with us and said, that probably all of them need to be quarantined from the room. So I don't expect us to have whole classes quarantined now that we're on the hybrid schedule. But it's there was a significant number of quarantines compared to positive cases.
Well, and I just want people to clarify, because sometimes, that number can seem bad, but you need to make sure that you're looking at the correct one.
Right. And I don't want to say a specific number this morning on the radio because I haven't, to be honest, I haven't looked this morning to make sure. But I will say that I believe it's less than 0.5% of our student, staff, school population would be considered positive.
How many? What is our population?
I want to say that our enrollment this year is probably around 1,750. So, when we look at our school campus out there with the students and the staff and everything, now, we've got a lot of students that are on NTI and don't come, but probably over 2,000 people are on the campus out there.
So we're talking about a very small amount versus our population of kids.
Right. But it's important, being on the hybrid schedule, that even if it is a small amount, those are the people who have tested positive. They're home. Contact tracing's taken place, so there's not a real concern that the additional people out there had been exposed. But one case is too many. So we just try to keep. We're trying to do social distancing as best we can. Feel good about that now with the hybrid schedule. We're continuing to wear masks. We sanitize, disinfect. So we feel that we're doing everything we can.
Well, that's one of those things as a mama that how, if you've got 2 kids in the house that have a cold, what do you do to try to keep it from everybody getting, there's multiply that times however many, and that's what you guys have got. But I will say, I've got a son that kind of likes that hybrid schedule. He's not a kid that just all the time can't wait to go to school the next day, but at the same time, this hybrid schedule is like, oh, wait a minute, there's something to this. Because he's one of those kids that need the time in front of the teacher. Right.
And we would love to have the kids with the teachers 5 days a week. But, in this situation that we're all dealing with right now, that's just not really what's feasible for us. We do find that our teachers are so excited to have kids in the room where they're socially distanced at smaller numbers, and man, they're doing a great job. They're able to work, with lower numbers, a lot more personalization, individualization, and I think that when the students know that they're only going to be in that class twice a week, I think they're a lot more attentive. So, I think that the time that they're there is extremely productive.
Well, I will say I've seen some kids doing some homework at my house that normally I wouldn't, normally I would have to remind. Yeah. So instead of me reminding, the Remind app, a lot of times it's fantastic.
Yeah. And any way that we can communicate, be it with the Remind app coming from the schools, or if we're doing something with a one call, a mass notification through the phones, we just try to do as much as we can. That's why when you shoot me a text and said, hey, can you come on the radio? Absolutely, because if there are questions out there, this is a great way to get information out to our community.
Well, and I want them to understand, too, because when we had, yesterday, I know that there were some schools that made some changes, some knee-jerk changes. And they're, oh my goodness, is it us? I will tell you, I don't know. There is Superintendent Heath Cartwright, I do not believe, is going to hang on to that information at the very last second, right before they get on the bus. I really think that if something were to happen, I really believe that you would give us a call, that, you would do your best for the one
Absolutely.
Call and that sort of thing. It's not something you're going to give them more than 5 minutes notice.
Well,
yes.
I
mean, unless it's,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's emergency situations that you can't help.
I don't foresee anything like
Right.
that. So there'll be a lot of notice. If there comes a point where we feel that we could go back to school 5 days a week, there'll be a lot of planning, a lot of communication, a lot of that's not going to happen over a week or two. I mean, we're going to really talk with parents and make sure that they understand that transition coming back. Hopefully we'll be able to do that at some time, but I don't see that in the near or foreseeable future, unfortunately. But what we're doing right now is what we need to be doing, and that doesn't mean that we won't have to make a change. If we do, it would be for us to back off and go virtual or distance learning, where all of the kids are not coming to school. There are districts around us that are making the call to do that. Some are making the decision to do it for a week or for a few days or for an extended period of time. For us, we're going to try to stay on a hybrid schedule for as long as it's appropriate, feasible, and as long as it seems like the right thing for us to do.
Well, I'll tell you, the last time he was here, now, don't get me wrong, I've had him in at 6 o'clock in the morning already. He's proven he's going to come in and do what he needs to do. But I liked when you said, you know what, we're not going to base what Caldwell County schools are doing based upon someone else. We're doing it based on Caldwell County parents and children and what they need.
Right. And, it's not that one neighboring district that's going 5 days a week is necessarily doing it the right way, or another neighboring district that's shutting down and going virtual is doing it the right way, or what we're doing is the right way. But hopefully each district is doing what's right for them. And so every situation is different, and we just want to do everything we can to provide the kids with a good education, to make sure that our staff is able to teach and do their jobs in the schools without just being elbow to elbow with the kids. And so we feel like we're able to do that right now.
And I will say, Will Brown, we heard from him the other day. We love him. I'm telling you, everybody loves him.
Yeah.
But of course, if you don't pick up your meals, you're going to have to re-register. Is that what I heard? I
believe that's right. But I believe they were continuing as they were. But if you have any questions, you're not sure what to do, just give us a call at the board office at 270-365-8000. And we'll clarify any questions you've got about lunches or anything else.
Well, and I want to stress that, too, because it's not like they're, you didn't go pick up your bag of chips, so, they're just not going to be able to use those. No. They work hard to make sure that your kids are getting the food that they need. And if you don't pick that up, that has to be discarded.
Well, there really is a sadness among the food service workers, because they know that those lunches that they're putting together, that's for the kids to eat, and so they don't like it when lunches aren't picked up, because then they're concerned. They want to make sure that the kids have plenty to eat, and I guess some nutrition too. So we're happy to do that. We're glad we can do it, and we hope everybody utilizes that and takes advantage of it.
No, I think that's great. But again, still, if we haven't changed anything, we're doing the same thing in Caldwell County. So buses were running this morning. I love seeing them smiling and waving when they're going by in the morning. They're so much fun.
That's right. And we'll continue. I'm on conference calls and webinars with the Commissioner of Education and the governor, and as all superintendents are. And we do that weekly. And along with the superintendents of the Western Kentucky Cooperative, And so there's a lot of communication between superintendents in Western Kentucky, with us and the commissioner, and even the governor's office, as well as Dr. Stack with the Kentucky Department of Public Health. So now things could change at some point where, it could be that at the state level a decision is made that all schools must go virtual for some period of time. And if that ever became a reality, I would get the word out as soon as possible that that is what was going to happen. But that's not where we are right now.
And your website too, and because I know that parents work, weird hours. Maybe they don't hear the announcement on the radio. I understand that. You can't be listening 24/7. Your website is also a great tool for parents.
It is. It's never as good as we want it to be. It never has as much communication as we'd like. It never has the clarity or everything that we'd like for it to have. But we do have a lot of people working really hard to provide different pieces of information on there. And we're actually working on some things to just make it a little more understandable. You don't have to click so many different places to find the information. So we're working on that too.
Well, this morning, one of the things that we're kind of focusing on the air, wanting to try to make sure that kids know, where to get that free Wi-Fi, and the parents do. I've seen a lot of them utilizing that. I know in Fredonia, as far as Caldwell County goes, I know that Fredonia Mayor Jim Seibert, they've opened up City Hall. And said, you know what, Fredonia classrooms over at First Baptist, we're going to open up that if we need to.
Right.
I know we're talking to Wade White here in a few minutes and seeing what they're doing in Lyon County. Do you have any, as far as Wi-Fi hotspots, do you have any place to add?
Not specific places to add yet. We still have our school campuses, the Butler building, the central office there, the parking lot. We have external Wi-Fi access there. And what I'll be doing this week is I'm going to be reaching out to various civic organizations, buildings, churches, especially outside of the city, where we've got some difficulty with families being able to access Wi-Fi, and we've got some mobile hotspots, if you will, that we're looking at maybe doing some things with school buses, but we're also open to doing some partnerships to where we can use the equipment inside of a secured building, to where it doesn't just have to be a bus sitting there on that parking lot. Because we think that if we can do that, it would allow for it would be there 24/7 for a period of time. And if we do that, we will probably look at the utilization of it at that site, and then possibly every 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something, we may move it to a different site.
Wow.
So
I think that's fantastic. I really do. Because, I live out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't have great internet services out there. But I'm only one of however many. So something like that, it really shows there's creative avenues that you're trying to come up with. And you know what? if you're an organization or, somebody that owns something like that out there that's available to do that and you're willing, give you a call, right?
Absolutely. You can call me, 270-365-8000, or you can email me at heath.cartwright@caldwell.kyschools.us. And just let me know, because what we're doing is we're looking at a map to cross-reference where kids said that there's difficulty with internet, and then we're looking at any kind of businesses and churches that are out in those parts of the county. And like I said, I'll be reaching out to those that we know about this week. But absolutely, if that's something that you might be interested in, and if you want to reach out to me before I reach out to you, that'd be great. Just the sooner we can get things started.
Well, we have a Wednesday night coming up, and I know a lot of churches, maybe they want to talk about it with each other before they say, that they'll do something like that. So that'd be a great opportunity before Wednesday to, talk to each other, talk to your other church members, and make sure that that's cool. And then if it is, make sure that you get a hold of Superintendent Cartwright.
What we found was on Friday, our technology director, Lee Prowl, and then our transportation and director of people personnel, Bruce McAllister, they went out together with one of these mobile hotspots, I guess is what we'll call it, and they traveled all over the county, and they streamed a news site to just see what kind of bandwidth they would have, and they said that they were blown away. Most everywhere in the county, they didn't really have any issues. There would be issues where there was no real cell phone option, but this particular, I guess, a little more powerful device, is able to pick up a signal.
Follow him around.
So we're working on that. Hopefully this week we'll begin to get some sites nailed down for that.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that's fantastic. I mean, when people are working together and being creative and opening their minds to things like that, I think that's when things get done.
Right.
Well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
We got Thanksgiving and Veterans Day and everything right around the corner. I just got through getting one of the newsletters. I love them, from the elementary school. My kids aren't in the elementary school anymore, but I still have not told them to stop that newsletter because I get the biggest kick out of it. Because that's where a lot of the fun happens, is primary and elementary. So, I you know what? The kids are still celebrating. We're still, coloring pictures and making crafts of turkeys, and that's the fun stuff.
Right. Fun and celebration, we need that. So, the more of that we can have, the better.
Have you seen any of the ag department stuff that they're churning out for the holidays?
Absolutely. It's wonderful.
I'll tell you what, that's an ag department now. There's
is.
a metal shop and then a wood shop, too, where they're really customizing signs and that sort of thing. Just about anything you can think of, for Christmas and the holidays, or maybe even your Thanksgiving wreath. I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff on there. And at what is it, 365-8015, I believe, is the number up there to talk to Wes or Megan, and they're amazing.
Yeah, they really are.
Boy, you're lucky. How'd you get us? That's what I want to know.
I am lucky. I am blessed and happy to help.
Well, we're thankful for you. Thanks so much for being in here. Of course, Superintendent Heath Cartwright. And again, Caldwell Schools, you're on hybrid. We have not changed anything. We're going to school, and if you need that food delivered and you're not registered, you say, oh, man, I had a couple of days, I didn't go pick it up. Well, Will Brown says you need to call and get re-registered for that, and we'll get your food and everything going on. We're on the Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday hybrid schedule. So we thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Anytime.
Stick around. Of course, Wade White, if you say, you know what, I'm not in Fredonia very often, but doggone it, I'm in Lyon County all the time. Well, that's okay, because Wade White's going to tell us where he can hook you up with some free Wi-Fi.
You're invited to celebrate Veterans Day with Taco John's of Princeton. To honor Veterans Wednesday, November 11th, those who have served or are currently serving in the military will eat free. Taco John's will allow veterans and their immediate family members to eat inside while practicing social distancing and wearing masks. Taco John's in Princeton wants to thank all who have served.
Deer season's right around the corner, so if you happen to bag that big buck with your vehicle, let Trice Hughes' Collision Center go to work for you. Call or stop by for a free estimate.
Great people make up our home team at Trice Hughes. Trice Hughes is here for you and any questions you may have about your vehicle. Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
This is Big John, Big John's Barbecue. Just like to thank everyone for voting for us for the best food truck again this year. We look forward to serving fantastic food every day. Thank you, and y'all have a good day.
1580 103.3 WPKY. Of course, Mr. Heath Cartwright, Superintendent Heath Cartwright, that is. He was just in, and we want to thank him and all the folks over at the school that always answer the phones and give us the best information that they possibly can. And I will tell you, just knowing that some of those things are being worked on sometimes is exactly what mamas and daddies need to hear. And he was very gracious and come in this morning because I know there was a lot of questions. So again, if you've got any questions, give them a call at 365-8000. And hey, I'll tell you what, here's what you do. If you're wondering, how do I segue that? I don't know, but it's going straight to Trice Hughes because you know what? I stare at them every single day and look across the street and then I drool. And I will tell you, they've got the prettiest color of blue this year. I don't know who picked out this blue, but man, does it just matches the Trice Hughes blue on their building. They've got anything from trucks, cars, SUVs, you name it. And it looks like more and more we're getting in those 2021 editions. And of course, that is evident when you go over there and ask a couple of questions. If you haven't yet, trust me, you're going to want to because Trice Hughes, TriceHughesGM.com will actually update you on their entire lot and you can see everything that's on the lot in one place. But of course, those Equinox, these are the type of vehicles that this winter are going to be amazing. How about a 2020 Silverado 1500? Now, that's at Duramax diesel. 33 mile per gallon. I will tell you, somebody asked me the other day, hey, what do you get mileage on your gas? I'm telling you right now, it's nowhere near that. That is really, and that's a really pretty white too, almost a winter white kind of color. But the 4-wheel drives are going to fly out the lot because they've got a fantastic deal on them. I'm looking at a gorgeous black 2021 Chevy Silverado. That's a 1500 high country. This thing is 4-wheel drive capabilities and is absolutely beautiful. And I don't say that lightly. It is a really, really nice vehicle. It's got one of the steps where you don't have to worry about, crawling in with a ladder. Oh, no, that's already there. All the bells and whistles are there. I'm even seeing a blue. Now, this is my kind of blue, too. It's that real racy looking blue. 2021 Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cab. That means you can get the entire crew in there. 4-wheel drive as well. I mean, that thing is slick. Even the back windows have got some tint on them. They've even got a white version of that in a Duramax diesel, absolutely loaded down in a 2500. Beautiful. If you have got some of your family members that are going to work and you don't want to have to worry about the ice and the snow that's coming, it's going to come this winter. I mean, winter is going to come. It is warm right now, but take advantage of it right now. If you want something you can throw the limbs in the back of, but you can also drive it to church, they've got a truck for you. If you're looking for something 4-wheel drive because you like to get out and explore, they've got that for you too. Did I mention that they have some Jeeps that just make me want to find a mud puddle? I'm telling you, one of these days I'm going to do that. Or if you say, you know what, I want to ride in style, they got your sports cars over there too. Look on their website, TriceHughesGM.com. And if you say, you know what, I really kind of like to talk to somebody, that's okay. Here's their phone number, 365-5522. Tons of people over there, Tommy and Lee, they'll all help you. And they're really easy to talk to, really easy to deal with. If maybe Bambi has a boo-boo, well, you know what? If you see Bambi before she sees you, you got some problems, they've got a body shop that can help you out. If you would like some of those nice accessories for winter, the electric starts that you can do from the couch in the warmth of your home so it can warm up, all of those niceties, they've got them over there. They can order them done. They can install them as well. They got a service and parts department that is second to none, and they've got folks over there that'll help you. 365-5522. They're open right now. It is Trice Hughes in Princeton.
Join the Cat's Tail Used Books, Fredonia Valley Bank, Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, and Farless Realty as they say thank you to the brave men and women who have served this great country. We all salute and say thank you to our veterans.
For a delicious meal, try Kay's Kitchen in Princeton. They have great home cooking, just like Mom and Grandma used to do. Enjoy cooked-to-order breakfast every day, all day. Daily lunch specials include favorites like open-faced roast beef, grilled chicken tenderloins, country fried steak, smoked pork chops, and catfish and shrimp on Fridays. All your favorite veggies, too. And don't forget Kay's homemade desserts. Open Monday through Thursday, 5 to 2, Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 5:30 to 11. Kay's Kitchen, 501 North Jefferson Street, Princeton, 1 block from the courthouse.
Community leaders around the area are supporting the greatest comeback of all time.
Yeah, so we've only been here for 18 months, and I'll be honest, I would have never, sorry, I might get a little emotional. I would have never dreamed that we would have been so successful in 18 months, but Trigg County has done nothing but embrace us.
Well, supporting local, I mean, we have preached that for years and years and years because it's so important for me to be able to employ people. I need the people in our community to support us. And, I have around 50 employees here. And so that's a pretty big payroll. And so for us to be able to support that many employees, we have to have the support of our community members.
The community really has embraced me and all of our staff. And I hope that we give back in the same way that Trigg County gives to us.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Continue supporting local. Together, we can make a difference.
1580 103.3 WPKY. I'll tell you somebody that's making a difference every day. Judge Executive Wade White, how are you, buddy?
Hey, doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I don't know what to do with the warm weather, though. Did you order this?
Well, I thought it'd be good to mix it up a little bit. So I like it, but I like cold weather. I like the deer hunt. I like to fish in cold weather. I like to duck hunt. So
I started to say,
it'll go away soon.
Maybe that's enough of the warm weather. Now you can order it gone away. How about that?
Exactly. I'm with you.
I'll tell you, on Friday, we're doing a big deer hunting special, so you want to tune in for that one, okay? On Coffee Talk. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because it's that time of year that I love, and I know Wade does too. It's when it's time to go fishing, it's time to go hunting, it's time to eat turkey, it's time for all of those things.
I love it. Love this part of the year.
How about some free food? You got that going on.
Yeah, we've got, now as of right now we do, we had a truck show up today with a bunch of mixed vegetables. I guess they got their days mixed up and everything. So anyway, I'm working on that, but we've got food coming tomorrow that's going to be free. We got about 1,200 boxes coming. They're about 30 pounds. They got milk, yogurt, cheese, chicken in them. Quite a bit of stuff. See if I can find my list here. There's a lot of stuff, different types of fruits and vegetables. It's going to be good.
Well, now, how do they get a hold of that?
The same way we've been doing it before. Krista Childers has been connecting us to whatever company it is. It's doing the same thing they've been doing since COVID hit. So, a dozen eggs, 10 pounds of fruit and veggies, 3 pounds of marinated chicken, gallon of milk, 4 pounds of yogurt, and a pound of cheese. That's what's supposed to come. So hopefully they won't mess us up like they did today.
Wow.
They will show up.
I'll tell you what, though. Now, if we live in Lyon County, how do we get a hold of it?
Starting at 10:45 tomorrow, Tuesday, we will. You'll pull into Lee S. Jones Park. There'll be signs. You just follow the sign. And we're asking people not to get there early because last time we backed up all the way from Lee S. Jones Park all the way up to Edible, blocked the stoplight there, and the sheriff fussed at me a little bit. So we gotta make sure that people aren't backing up traffic on 93 South.
So I'm hearing that Wade White got in trouble. What?
I did get in trouble. I get in trouble all the time. What are you talking about?
I'm finding it kind of funny that Sheriff White yelled at Judge Exec White, though.
He did. He come out there and he goes, Wade, you've got us backed up on the 93 South. And I said, well, get in here and help us load people and they'll clear out. So
see, that's why I love you. I love you. It's like, well, if you'd be over here helping us, we'd be a lot farther along.
Yeah, he thought about it. He set his little gun down. He started helping. So he stayed out there with us the whole day, and we finally got traffic cleared and the boxes loaded.
I promise you,
that won't happen again.
You're the only one that can figure out how to turn that table like that. I love you. Hey, now when we were talking about, we had Caldwell County School Superintendent in here a few minutes ago, Heath Cartwright, and we were talking about, of course, Caldwell County's on a hybrid schedule right now. What's going on in Lyon County?
Well, right now, I think we're staying the same. They're keeping an eye on it, but I know we're in the red, but it's not coming from our school. That's not where the major problems are. So right now, they're continuing on the way they've been doing for now.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the biggest things that I think have helped is places in and around our areas that are there for Wi-Fi for our parents and the kids that are having to do the NTI. Where's your free Wi-Fi over in Lyon County? Where have you got some spots at?
There's several places, and I know the school has some places that I'm not sure of, but they communicate that with the students. But we've also got it at the library. You can go to the library and sit out in the parking lot. You can go to Lee S. Jones Park, and there are certain areas at Lee S. Jones Park that you can sit and work on it. We turned that on, I think, a few weeks ago. And that's for people that maybe they have a kid that's playing, or they want to go out and one of them wants to walk while somebody works on their lessons. So that's working out pretty good. Those are the two main places that the county has.
Well, I will say, especially in the last week or so, man, that's been nice to be able to do your homework out in that kind of weather at the park.
It is. It works out really good. Parents like being able to go there, and sometimes they're even watching a kid practice on one team while they're working with the math with their other child. So it works out
Well,
glad we were able to do that, and FastNet helped us with that.
Well, and I heard that, I know that you guys are always keeping that thing up, and Lee S. Jones is always gorgeous and kept up. And how are your trails doing? Are you still open for exercising over there?
Yes, actually, I was on those yesterday. We took our dogs out, let them run the trails, and we had a good time. So, yeah, they're still there. A little bit harder to see right now because the leaves are down, but there's a little signage up, so you'll be able to make it around them. And the water's beautiful. There's a spring that feeds the creek there. And it's just incredible to see this time of year. It's beautiful back in there.
Well, I know that when families, are used to getting out and traveling and doing a lot of things during Thanksgiving, and maybe this is the time to visit some of those trails that you haven't visited in a while and to do some things instead of, doing what you normally do. If you got to change it up a little, let's find some other things to do like that.
That's exactly right. We get online and think, okay, where can I go and who's open in this other state? Well, we're open in Lyon County. You can go to Lee S. Jones Park and you can find all kinds of fun things to do, buy stuff at their restaurants. We've got stores opening in Lyon County at the Edible Mall and stuff. So it's been real tough with COVID, but people are optimistic, and I think things are going to. We're either going to learn to live with it or we're going to fix it with a vaccine, one of the two.
Well, I'll tell you, I know that there were several stores that opened up, had some ribbon cuttings in the last couple of weeks, and you guys are doing good just in time for the holidays. So I appreciate you as always, and anytime that I can call you and you can tell me I'm right, I'm happy about it. So
you're right, 99.8% of the time.
Can I put that on loop, Wade White? I love you. It's the other 2% that I'm worried about.
0.2%.
Well,
that's not bad.
That's not a bad average, I will say. I don't have anything to challenge you on today. I do owe you ice cream. Well, I owe you ice cream. You actually beat me last time on that walk challenge. You got me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You won?
Yeah, you did.
I noticed you didn't mention that.
Well, I'm admitting defeat. That's what I'm saying. I'm admitting it. You beat me on that one.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad to have won.
I mean, I'll give you one a year. It's all right.
Looking forward to my ice cream.
I'm going to give you a big old thing of ice cream. You earned it, buddy. Hey, I appreciate it. You have a good one, Wade. I appreciate all your help with everything. And remind us again how we get that free food down in Lyon County.
10:45, free food. Watch my Facebook page if you're wondering if we still got it later in the day. Show up at Lee S. Jones Park and get in line. But please don't get in line early because my sheriff gets upset.
We don't want Sheriff White. We don't want to upset him.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Wade. We appreciate you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. Judge Executive Wade White from Lyon County. We love him to death. And Sheriff White, we like you too. We're just we just like picking on him a little bit. But, don't get into line too early because Sheriff White will get mad at us. But outside of that, free food in Lyon County tomorrow. You can get in on that. It sounds really good. It's milk, cheese, and yogurt and all kinds of stuff. So especially right before the holidays when you got to buy a lot of food, it's a good time to kind of stock up and get any of the help you can get. Stick around. Don't forget, we've got bowling this week, turkey bowling. Speaking of Turkey Day, turkey bowling coming up at Food Giant on Thursday. It's going to be so much fun. We already got one of our contestants actually got in on it this morning. So we want to thank Glenn Young. He got in on it. He's going to be one of our 3 contestants. The question is actually on our Facebook page right now. I'm going to draw the winner. That's going to be on there for the next 24 hours to make sure that everybody, no matter what shift they work, can get in on that. You don't even have to be right. All you got to do is give it a whirl. And just for trying, I'm going to take everybody that tried on the trivia question on our Facebook page to pick one and draw one at random, and that person will be a contestant. And then we're going to do another trivia question tomorrow morning live on the air just after 7 o'clock, and we'll find our 3rd contestant. Now, just because you're not a contestant and you're not a bowler, I'm going to tell you all of our bowlers are going to walk away winners no matter what. But come out and see us from 3 to 5 at Food Giant this Thursday, because that's when we're doing turkey bowling. It is so much fun. You will get a kick out of it. I promise you. It's one of those things that you just really, you get a hoot out of it. I probably should have said something to Wade. It made a competition out of that too. I guess I'll give him a break for a little bit though. But again, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. It's our turkey bowling from Food Giant in 1580 103.3 WPKY.
At yoursportsedge.com. We know you like to keep up with your favorite players and teams, no matter where you are. That's why we have an app that allows you to do just